Sean. How are you?
Hi, Beth. How are you? Nice to see you. Please excuse my old cat on my lap. She is demanding my
Oh,
attention.
oh, no worries. No worries for me. Is it cool if I jump right in with my questions?
Please.
All right, perfect. So first off, how did you come to be a part of Traumatica, if I pronounced that right?
Yes, I had a movie called Crust that I wrote and produced, directed, and starred in, and Rebecca Kennedy had always been an acquaintance, and she was the co-lead, my love interest in the film, and we started realizing that we both had the same ideas of like having more control over our acting roles, which were sometimes we do such hard work and the filmmaker either cut them out or cast people who didn't do the work, and so or didn't spend the time on really good editing and stuff, and we just thought, gosh, I just wish we could be in control of it. And we said, let's do it. So she started a production company with her husband. So I started one with my wife. We're both best couple friends. So we started to work together, and we did a short and web series, and then we did our first film called Swipe this winter. But during that time, when people were seeing our work together, uh, uh, Max and Pierre came and saw me in Crust, and I'd seen Two Witches, and I really enjoyed it. And so they only shoot when they know they can get something good, which I love. They don't just set a schedule and then get what they get. They only shoot when they know they can grab something fantastic. And so they called Rebecca and said, "Hey, would Sean do this part?" Well, my part in the movie, as you know, I'm all by myself. No one listens to me. I'm alone in my little warehouse trying to trying to talk some sense. And so I went in, I shot it in 2 hours. They were so efficient. It's not like come in, sit around and wait. They were so efficient, ready to go. We tweaked some things. And then I shot the second theme. I told you so scene kind of. Um, and I left, and it was so efficient and so quick that Rebecca would say, "Oh, Traumatica is doing good." And I go, "Oh, I'm so happy for you. That's so good." She goes, "Sean, you're in it." And I go, "Oh, that's right." I keep forgetting that I was in the movie, you know, uh, because when you work with people who do stuff like that, most of the time it's not good, But I saw that Rebecca said that's how they worked on Two Witches, and they did so great. And so, I would only see parts of it when Rebecca and I would have a Zoom call or something. And, she's like, "I got 15 minutes on the set. Let me give you a call." And she'd give me a Zoom call. She'd be covered in all that stuff. And I'd be like, "Ah," and she goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." But again, people say, "What did you think of?" But my character doesn't know any of that. He doesn't know any of it. So it's not like knowing that would have helped me at all. It's just my guy is the guy that warns them, and then they don't listen to me. So I don't need to know all that other stuff. And I like that Pierre and Max cast me that way and put me in this thing and just stop the guy from doing that. And I don't succeed, obviously. So
Right, right. Um, so when you started this, then did you only get the parts that you were in, or did you get the
yeah,
whole story? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I just got the. I think they might have sent it to me, but I don't look. I think I only got my scene, but again, that's all I needed.
Right.
Need the other stuff because it doesn't happen to me. I don't know it's happening. My character, I don't know any of that. I just know. So um, yeah, I don't think I even got a full script. Um, but 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 it was great to shoot it that way. Uh, and I just knew the pieces that Rebecca had, shown me some pictures and things like that. But I didn't. I saw it as a rough cut, and I'm going to the premiere tonight, and it's kind of like I'm so excited to support, but no, I got to see it on a huge screen. I'm terrified. It's seeing huge terrifying scene.
Um, well, you're no stranger to the horror genre, so
Yes.
the
Yeah.
fact that you're terrified is really
Yes.
saying something.
Right. Yes. That should mean something.
Yeah. What really sets this film apart from other horror films within the genre?
I just think that there's no corporate influence of trying to market to which place they shot as independent filmmakers what they thought was disturbing and terrifying with no holds barred. And that's the freedom and the excitement of the new independent film uprise that's happening. Um, so many people, like I said, so many people spend the time on doing the production and not taking the time to do spend most of their money in post and marketing. And that's Pierre and Max are so lucky because they're so talented on the production side. And then they do so great. So they put most of the part on the stuff that matters. And most independent films, they only do pre-production, production, and it all falls apart in the post-production. And they never achieve the goal that they should have achieved, which the script dictated. They do a shortcut, which there are none, and quality suffers. But these guys do it right. So it's as an actor, you get to work with them when they know they can get you in and out, and they trust you. They don't over direct you. They don't micromanage, and they just cast the person that they know can do a good part. You know what I mean? So it's just a pleasure on all sides. You do it, and unlike many other movies, you go, but I know it's going to be good because they take the care on the post production, which is a pleasure. You know, you're not sitting in a trailer for 8 hours and then the movie comes out and you go, oh, like they
Yeah.
didn't, yeah, they didn't take the time to do it. And that's what's so fun to be in this new independent world where we can do what we want. And that's why me and Rebecca are now producing and directing. We just got our third movie greenlit. Swipe, our second movie, is about Rebecca saving her brother from with Elaine Hendricks and Hannah May Lee, a mother and her three mute daughters that abuse men on a farm that have been catfished. And it's Rebecca's job to save all the men, and she's 5'1". So it's a different role for her than obviously this movie, but she is she is she's I think going to be a huge force in horror very soon if this doesn't show people what she can do.
Oh, no, for sure. I completely agree.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I agree with everything you said. I was watching this, and this is the first horror film in a very long time where I genuinely was scared and I was genuinely like disgusted, and
Yes.
it was very refreshing in a very weird way.
Right. Well, yeah, because you don't have the corporate people going, well, look, they tried to buy Art the Clown, from the guy who did Terrifier, and they were going to water it down. And he goes, no, no, I'm good. He's going to do what he wants to do. And such a smart decision because it's cheesy 80s, brutal, bloody, whatever, but it's theirs. Wes Craven sold Freddy, uh, he sold the rights to Freddy, so he had no control of it anymore. So who knows what a independent Wes Craven would have done with Freddy Krueger? We'll never know. We only
Right.
got studio versions.
So, seeing as you are so big in the horror genre and you are producing your own films,
Yeah.
where do you see the future of horror going? Do you see it going back to the like golden age of horror,
I
or
mean, I think it's finally kind of getting its due. My first film was People on the Stairs. We were number one in the box office for 6 weeks, but it didn't mean anything because it was 91 and horror wasn't what if I was in People Under the Stairs now and it was number one for 6 weeks, like Sinners or something, you know what I mean? It would have been career changing for me. But now I think that the reason people go, oh, it's going to get peaked. I said, look, you you have so many, and this is what Rebecca and I talk about. There's so many subgenres. My movie Cross is a horror comedy. Our next one is a romantic horror comedy. But we don't want it to be like any of the other ones, Warm Bodies or Lisa Frankenstein. We have a very fresh take on that. The one Swipe is just dark and weird and just celebrating we have three sisters. One is bald, one is Haname Lee in a tuxedo, one is 6'5" with the sickle. We don't have those women. We have a nun who doesn't do much, or we have, the ballerina that's a little girl, and Meg is a little. We don't have strong, scary, Freddy-like women, and that's what we want to show. Is that you can open up so many new doors that haven't even been explored. You know, People will go, "Oh, it's a woman movie of Texas Chainsaw." And I go, "Yeah, but I flipped it. It's not hot desert with men going, ah. It's a cold farm with, you can see everybody's breath, and it's quiet and creepy and led by, Elaine Hendricks as the scariest mother ever." And that just flips the genre. I just want, there's so many ways, because there's not a lot of new stories, but there's so many fun ways to twist things and make it fresh and fun. This is another demon movie, right? With the talisman and the whole thing, but it's done so fresh. And I don't think, unfortunately, right now, corporate filmmaking has a vision as much as the fans of horror are making.
100%, 100%. I'm hearing you say all of that. I'm very excited about where indie horror is going. And
Yes, I do too. I do too. Look, and a lot of people are just making really small ones because they want to hang out with Kane Hodder for a week. And you go, well, that's not really going to make a good movie. Rebecca and I don't care about anything. There's no timeline for us. It's quality, quality, quality. That's all we care about. And everything she's involved in, she just demands a certain level of quality, because she would never say this, but her acting is superb. She brings so much to every role she does that we just matched on that level and said, you know what? Nicole Kidman has done it and stuff. What about two character actors like us? What have we do? And I think it's been a fantastic journey with, our best couple friends are all in this together.
exactly, no, that it's so refreshing to hear. And Traumatica is like a perfect example of all of this. And
Yeah, 100%.
um, I think I'm out of time, which is
No
unfortunate.
worries.
Um,
It's a
I
pleasure
wish
talking to
I
you,
could
Beth.
just like talk forever about this with you. But it's been a pleasure speaking with you. I wish you the best of luck. I wish Traumatica the best of luck, and I'm very excited to see
Thank you
the
very much.
showing
I
is.
hope I hope it does. I hope it does what we hope it does. Thank you so much.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too, Beth.